cracking game today. A little bit disappointing below form in the Consolation Cup, but she will respond, no doubt. And we are underway. Erin Bell quickly back to Von Berto. Brown getting the start in at wing attack. Here's Bassett. And an intercept quickly and early from Beckford Chambers.
Well, beautiful reading from Beckford Chambers, but whenever the Australians go cross-court, they've got to expect that there will be a defender coming out to have a go at that.
Corbin, speed to burn. Sasha Corbin on wing attack.
You just saw then Joe Harton out near the edge of the circle, more than happy to turn and shape to the post. Got the penalty in close, which gives her an early first shot, but she will do that all game.
England have broken the centre of the diamonds and a chance to go 2-zip up here if they can convert. Here's Bayman. Harton up over Bianca Chatfield and slots a confident one. Good start from the visitors. Bell, high ball up to Bassett. Beckford Chambers again, the two West Coast Fever teammates.
Well, Beckford Chambers gives away 7 centimetres to Caitlin Bassett, but she is more than able to match that with just a brilliant vertical leg.
And Bassett gets the diamonds on the board. Bayman. Corbin, long ball to find Harton. Bayman picks it up. Here she is again, off balance.
Rebecca Bully doing a good early job on Pamela Cookie. Cookie struggled to get out and get the ball in the circle. Forced the turnover. Good defensive work from the Australians.
Here is Bully looking to drive it through court for the Australians. Chatfield finds Brown. Links up through Bell. High ball again to find Bassett. Good, strong front position. And levels it up with 2 apiece. Umberto, Brown.
Really looking forward to this contest between Maddie Brown and Serena Guthrie. I think when you look at them, they're both really great athletes, explosive speed, great power. It's going to be a bit of a war of attrition, I think, in that position.
Confident shot from Erin Bell to get her name on the board. Diamonds edge ahead. Here's Cookie.
Goal defense, obstruction, penalty. Goal defense.
Rebecca Bully called for the obstruction. Caught up high out of play in the centre third. Ablazy the free pass. Hutton at the post. And slots an easy one. Quick hands from Bell to Brown. And Bassett again. Rolls itself through.
Well, Caitlin Bassett doing a good job just changing up where her starting position is. The ball's still coming in high, which is fine. But when she sort of sits at the front, it can be a nice flat pass as well. And just keeps the defenders thinking.
Well done, Renee Hallinan. Read that beautifully. Just exploded onto the ball. Womberto finds Bell. Steps back from Ablazy, and she nails it. Well done, Renee Hallinan.
Good transition down court too from the Diamonds. Bayman got a ball to it, but Nat Womberto was up for the chase.
Nice free-flowing play from the Diamonds, and Bassett converts. Liz, what did you make of the Diamonds' performance overall in the Consolation Cup?
Oh, look, obviously I thought their third match was just inspired, but they were playing against a very depleted Silver Ferns lineup. I just didn't think they looked particularly sharp in attack, and I also thought they just struggled to create turnover ball defensively. So I know that they've been working on, picking up loose ball for these sort of test matches. They want to make sure that they're a little bit sharper onto the ball and that they're a little bit sharper with their use of the ball. So I just think they were outplayed by a better team in the first 2 matches, so a lot of improvement there.
The Diamonds will have another crack at the Silver Ferns next Sunday when they meet in Sydney as the quad series continues on. Got to get past England here first, doing a good job both teams early days. Here's Guthrie. Oh, Renee Hallinan again. She's looking, playing in front of her adopted state today, Renee Hallinan. Interesting story too, isn't it, Liz? She wasn't even a part of the 15 for the Consolation Cup. Brought in through injury and absolutely dominated when she got her opportunities.
And here she is in the starting 7, Rebecca Bully, in very much a similar vein. Has missed selection on a few occasions recently, and now she's getting her opportunity and he's stepping up and playing beautifully.
Time now to check in with the Australian coach, Lisa Alexander. Lisa, pretty measured start from both teams. How have you seen it so far?
A little bit of nerves from both teams, actually, but we seem to have slotted into our roles quite well now.
Lisa, a very young front line, very experienced defensive line. How hard were selections?
It's actually really difficult, Liz, because the whole 14 have been training really well, and Chanel Gomez really pushed hard for this selection in this 12, did a great job. But, you know, this team's been putting it together. They've trained very well. They've put the performance out of the board, out on the court in match practice as well.
Your last game in the Constellation Cup was an absolute beauty. What have you been working on for this series?
Again, it's that pick-up intensity. It's ensuring we're diving on every loose ball that we get. We're putting lots of one-on-one pressure on, and if there's a mistake, we need to pounce on it.
Thank you, Lisa. We'll chat to you in the second half.
Thank you.
Good to chat to Lisa Alexander, coach of the Australian Diamonds. 6-all here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the English team had a nice little run then while Lisa was talking to us. She may not want to talk to us again through the course of this match. But good defensive pressure from the English front line. Pamela Cookie in particular, and if you're a young player watching this and you want to play in that front line, you've got to understand that as soon as the opposition has the ball, you are a defender, and the English team really putting pressure on the Australian back line, bringing the ball out of court.
Sasha Corbin finding beautiful space right at the top of the circle, found Harton really easily in that under that post. Diamonds now looking to go up ahead by 1. High ball doesn't find its target through the hands of the Blasey. So the Diamonds retain possession. Through the hands of Von Berto. And over a third call by Mandy Nottingham. Teresa Prince is our other umpire on the far side.
Just a couple of little passing areas down in that front line. And I just think this Diamonds front line is just getting used to dealing with a shooter the height of Caitlin Bassett, and I think sometimes it's difficult when you're tearing down the court at speed to then stop and balance and deliver a real touch pass into Bassett. It's a real skill that you have to get used to.
Bully comes away with the intercept, just what the Diamonds needed. Bell links up long court.
That's Rebecca Bully's second intercept for the game, already having a great impact.
Call against Sarah Bayman for the contact. Missed last year's World Championships with a knee injury. Sarah Bayman had an ACL injury. Back this year, adding great depth to the English midcourt. Here's Maddie Brown. Von Berto opens nicely to Caitlin Bassett. Good timing on the pop. And converts from there.
I reckon Caitlin Bassett's really developed a game down in the last couple of years. 2 years ago, wouldn't have seen her be able to really pull that move and just to get that really quick lead out the front. Was always content to sit back and rely on her height, but her game has developed, and I think the Diamonds are going to reap the rewards from that.
Here's Bayman deep in the pocket, over the top to find Cookie. 1 from 1, 2 from 2 for Pamela Cookie. England yet to miss.
And all the damage for both teams being done through that shooting position. Caitlin Bassett at 7 from 8, Jo Harton 6 from 6. We look at the goal attack positions. Bell 1 from 1 and Cookie 2 from 2. So I think both goal attacks would like to try and inject themselves into the game a bit more just by going to the post.
Another game there from Beckford Chambers, the English goalkeeper. Oh, great elevation from Cookie. Gets a smack in the mouth.
Time. It's for blood. Can you come off court?
Looks like she's bleeding pretty heavily out of her mouth there.
Is you bleeding or you're
Looks a bit distressed. Pamela Cookie, let's have a look at what happens.
Oh, just little elbow there.
From Bianca Chatfield. Yep, that will hurt.
Anything on the face always bleeds a lot more than you want it to. It's always a bit scary when you look at your hands and you see blood on them, but I'd be very surprised if Pamela Cookie isn't all right to continue.
Really interesting with this English side that we know last year they won the Fastnet series. It was a real pivotal moment in their history, I suppose, to get over that hoodoo of not being able to perform in major competitions. And psychologically, like Anna May said in our pre-game, that it was a huge barrier that the team overcame.
It was, and when I've looked at this England team in the last 4 or 5 years, you think they've got brilliant athletes, they've got the funding now to be able to develop a great program through, but it's been a psychological thing rather than a physical thing, the ability just to close out games. And when I've watched their performances in the last couple of big events like, you know, Commonwealth Games in Delhi and then last year at the World Championships, I felt they should have won their semi-finals. In Delhi it was against New Zealand and last year it was against the Diamonds. they just haven't had that ability just to close things out and the confidence to shoot through. So, you know, maybe that'll happen.
Well, Rachel Dunn is coming onto the court at goal attack. Sorry, she'll go into goal shooter. Joe Harton's going out to goal attack. Cookie having to get some more medical attention on the bench.
She looked distressed, didn't she, when she was lying on the court?
Might need a couple of stitches in that lip, perhaps.
Rachel Dunn just brings great height to this front line and a lot of experience as well.
47 test caps she's got.
Thanks, Mandy.
Been in this English team since 2006. So Harton now needs to step up in that goal attack role. It's a big blow to lose their captain, Pamela Cookie. This will test their resolve a little.
Well, you know, it also might work in their favour. Rebecca Bully had a great start to the game. This gives her a different style of play to think about. She'll have to rethink this and adjust her style of play accordingly.
Layup. Joe Harton.
That will happen.
That is a real confident ball, too, from Corbin. Right over the top of the defence. And Harton, the silky skills on the layup.
Well, and you also saw Beck Bully go searching for her. Suddenly it's someone different to think about, and England have exploited that. Well done.
Contact against Beckford Chambers. Causing the contact is the call. Bell takes the penalty pass or shot. Elects to shoot and slots a swisher. Here's that layup from Harton on the left hand. Just rolls it through. Great to watch. Oh, confident ball again, Corbin. He's got some great vision, the wing attack for England.
Not only the vision, Dan, but the confidence just to deliver it.
Oh, good ball, Harton.
Contact, keeper.
It's contagious, isn't it?
Contact, defence, head control.
Rachel Dunn's a really unusual player to play against. She just doesn't position where you expect the goal shooter to position, and just it's hard to explain. It's just a different sort of thing. Time up here.
Emma Abwazi has called time, and she looks to be in a bit of trouble too. Something must have happened off the ball. Cannot put any pressure on those legs, so England having to pull the changes again. And I believe it's Layla Guskoff into goal defence.
It's a big blow for England. They were putting some really good pressure on the Diamonds' front line. So Guskoff will have to get into gear very early.
Here's a turnover for the Diamonds. Brown to Bell. Von Berto.
Look, I don't think there's too much in that. I don't know that Abways is putting too much body into it. I'd like to see that sort of defensive play be let go. Just let the players sort of find their own space.
Hallinan working hard on the centre pass in attack. Bayman called for the contact. Bell working with the skipper. Mid-range shot for Erin Bell. Buckets out. And Guthrie on the outside comes away with the pickup. Beckford Chambers, Bayman, back to Guthrie. Good transition from England. Here's Dunn. Oh, good work from Matt Von Berto. Sorry, from Beck Bully.
Time. Inside, replay. Inside, England, replay. Wait for the whistle. Voltage, ball contact, construction.
Here's Harton. Over the top. Just past Rebecca Bully. Here's Dunn. Thinks about it and rolls out. Bully the rebound, and the drive down court comes. Hallinan on the fly. Brown back to Hallinan. Von Berto steadies things up. Brown again. Guthrie just climbing the back of Von Berto. And Bassett edges the Diamonds in front. 12 plays 11, just under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter.
And a really important period for both teams. I think England have really started beautifully in this game. They've controlled the tempo in that front line. A couple of key injuries, though, to key players in the goal attack and goal defence position. And they've settled in okay, but it's given the Diamonds some breathing space, especially in their front line. So it'll be really interesting to see which team just sets it up and wins the last part of this first quarter. Last couple of minutes of each quarter are so important.
Crucial turnover here for England. Well, Sherelle McMahon is our courtside reporter. She's been keeping a close eye on the English bench. Sherelle, what can you tell us about the injuries?
Well, a lot's happening down here. Obviously, Pamela Cookie quickly went down into the rooms. It looks like she may need some stitches in that mouth injury that she received just earlier. And Emma Abweze on the bench here, she looks in quite a bit of distress still. A little bit hard to see exactly what's wrong at the moment, but I'll keep an eye on it.
Good on you, Sherelle. England, no doubt, would love to get Cookie and Abweze back out. But they're doing all right at the moment, leading.
Emma Abweze, I'm just watching it, really sucking in the breath. She just looks incredibly uncomfortable. It's hard to tell if it's a back.
Yeah, she's just doing some slow stretches on the side of the court.
Well, big turnover there for the Diamonds, and the transition was so good down court.
Call against Beckford Chambers. Erin Bell to push it out to 2 now. Tick over a minute left in the opening turn. Oh, well done, Guthrie.
Australia. Yes.
Helen in the throw-in. Bully. Brown. Von Berto. Bell driving the base. Just having to reset up at the transverse line through Bully. Here's Brown. England doing good on defence, holding up play.
Well, Guskoff and Beckford Chambers just playing the split circle and forcing the error from the Diamonds. Maddie Brown giving away the contact call. Really nice, patient work there for the English defence, just prepared to let the Australians have the ball out front, but closing up the space behind, and now a good transition.
Bayman, top of the circle. Can't find a shooter, well smothered by Bianca Chatfield.
Yeah, good pressure there, Bianca Chatfield. Didn't have to get the intercept, was able to force the turnover by putting pressure on the body. It's the goalkeeper's curse, isn't it? You get a big adrenaline rush from your turnover. I have to win it back.
Well, there you have it. That is quarter time here in the opening game of the quad series. It is the Australian net.
So I think the Diamonds will look for just a better start to this quarter. Dan.
Sarah Bayman kicking things off in the second quarter. England trailing by 2 goals. Jo Harton can't come away with that one, and the pickup comes from Erin Bell. So the Diamonds looking to break the centre early. Guthrie.
Oh,
called for holding.
Oh, what an unfortunate call. That was a beautiful intercept from Guthrie.
Oh, sorry. Ball contact, apologies. Yes. Instruction, both players. Yeah, keeper.
Both defenders out of play. Shooting practice for Erin Bell. And she converts. 5 from 6 for Erin Bell, 83% so far in the match.
Erin Bell got quite busy in the second half of that first quarter. That's when the Diamonds really started to fire. When your goal attack's starting to get involved and starting to put shots up, it's a good sign.
Guskoff comes away with the rebound. This is only her second test cap for England.
Quite an athletic-looking player. It's been good so far.
20 years of age. She's a part of the England under-21 team. Here's Corbin. Done. Full stretch.
Well, the English coach, Anna Mays, has been good enough to join us. And Anna, you happy with the start from your side?
Not particularly. I think it's quite disappointing. You know, we turned enough ball over, and our conversion rate to goal has been very disappointing from my perspective.
So what was your message at quarter time?
We had to be a lot more patient and a lot more clinical. For me, we're just running as opposed to changing direction and opening up the angle with the ball.
And we'd like to see Pamela Cookie or Emma Abweze come back into the game. What's their injury status?
Both good to go.
Excellent. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.
And Amaze, England coach. Coaches are never happy, Dan.
They are never satisfied, always want more.
Good on her.
Lots of talent within this English group. Let's see how they can deliver out on court. Bayman, long ball to Harton. That is a beautiful pass.
Great pass, great vision, and a great take.
That will absolutely lift a team. They now just trail by a goal. Centre pass with the Diamonds.
Stepping.
Time now to cross in courtside once again with Sherelle McMahon.
Thanks, Dan. I had a bit of a listen into the Australian huddle at the quarter time, and they were talking a lot about getting some good drives through that attacking line. I think they did that really well in the start of the first quarter, but England did a great job of really bottling that up, and it made that penetration on the second phase for the Aussies really tough.
Thank you, Sherelle. England now have come up with possession, looking to level things up. Contact against Hallinan, top of the circle. Free pass for Corbin. Finds Dunn. Shakes Chatfield in the air and Bully and converts. 16 apiece. Good pressure on the centre pass from the Diamonds, making England go back. Corbin, Harton. Sweet shot from Joe Harton.
Looking at the penalties there, English side just shading the Australians there, and their biggest offender in that regard is Emily Beckford-Chambers. I'll be interested to see how that pans out across the game. I don't know that she's going to give away as many penalties down this end of the court where she is now. So, given that's where she'll be in the last quarter, that could be a really decisive moment or decisive part of the game. And the goal attempts for both teams very similar. Both teams shooting very well. England as a team are at 89%, Diamonds are at 81%. Anytime you're above 80%, it's a good day.
Pretty impressive from all four shooters at the moment. Harton, Corbin, over the top to Dunn. Just refeeds, Bayman. Again, over the top of Chatfield. Harton, bit of a fumble. Shoots over Chatfield confidently and converts.
Well, if you have to be critical of Jo Harton, occasionally she is a little soft with her hands on the take. So you can see Rebecca Bully challenging the ball all the time. You may not come up with the clean intercept, but what you're hoping is just to cause a fumble and maybe one of the players behind you being able to pick the ball up.
Good shot from Erin Bell. She slaps the hands together. Back at 18 all. Von Berto and Hallinan combining well just to shut down Corbin on the centre pass. Here's Dunn. Corbin driving hard. Dunn was open at the post. They missed her.
Just that last half second. She looked away knowing her time was running out.
Just watching the setup of the two shooters. It opens quite easily to Harton. Prime scoring position too. Well done, England.
It's almost a non-setup. Jo Harton just wandered around and found herself under the post. She's quite an unusual move. I reckon her and Rachel Dunn are difficult characters to defend. They don't move where you expect them to move.
Brown uses the floorboards to find Bell. Trying to find Bassett. Call against Guskoff. Bassett scores. Bayman, Corbin, Bayman all alone. Harton runs into the post. Here's Bayman again. Oh, the vision is long again, over the mess. Harton. Great shot, Jo Harton from range.
Well, the Australian defensive line achieved what they wanted to then. They want England to go long. It's just a matter of them now contesting for that intercept. So it'll be a good show from England if they can play that long, high ball all day and continue it successfully.
Got another chance here, England. A good turnover created from Serena Guthrie. Chance to jump out by 2. Free pass with Guthrie. Corbin. Oh, high ball to find Harton, and she throws it off the legs of Rebecca Bully. Clever.
But again, that was that Diamonds defence forcing that long, high pass, and it's a low percentage play.
Here's Bayman. 3-second call. Good defence from the Diamonds.
Well,
Shut
Rachel
that
Dunn
one down.
opened then, and Bayman didn't want to deliver the ball to her.
Hallinan on the drive, down court, needs an option, finds Von Berto. Brown. Back to Von Berto, Bully, Bell. Just having to play it around, and it opens nicely. The little triangle play from the Diamonds, finds Bassett under the post. From what could have been a 2-goal lead for England is now 20 apiece. Bayman. Over the top, well done, Rebecca Bully. Swats that out of court. Bit of miscommunication there between the two shooters, and Australia come away with it. Von Berto, Brown, Bell. Bassett's there.
Oh,
Beckford Chambers.
that was a great lead. Bassett probably just needed to hold a space a little bit stronger then, really use the body.
Lots of lateral play. Rebecca Bully, another intercept. And turned over again.
Well,
that's a shocking miss from Rachel
it was
Dunn.
a shocking miss. All the hard work was done for her. Yeah, Maddie Brown just didn't quite have the eyes up then.
This game's a bit disorganised from both teams at the moment.
It is incredibly disorganised, and it's being played at a funny tempo from both teams. There's just not a lot of rhythm to the play and to the ball being brought down court. It's almost like both teams are sitting back waiting for the other team to do something. A great delivery then.
Almost another layup from Harton.
And that is that low percentage play. Harton's being put under a lot of pressure.
Bully to Chatfield. Von Berto.
Well, I would expect, Dan, at half-time that we'll see Pamela Cookie reintroduced to this game. That would take Jo Harton closer to the post and hopefully improve the shooting percentages. England currently at 83%, but Rachel Dunn's at 50%. So Jo Harton, 15 from 16 at 94%, is really holding the fort for the visitors at the moment.
Jo Harton, of course, played for the Canterbury Tactics in this year's ANZ Championship. She was the 7th most prolific goal scorer in the competition, had some cracking games.
Centre, moving into her penalty.
It's the second penalty for the Australian mid-court. Just running through the England defence, and Sherelle McMahon talked about the Australians struggling with that second phase play, Dan, and it's frustrating when you can't find the space.
Puts the whole timing out of whack.
Yeah, it's good defence from the English side.
There's Harton, proving to be the go-to girl for the English side. 16 from 17 for Jo Harton. Huge volume.
And she's doing a lot of work out front as well, so good performance from her.
Oh, Corbin almost comes away with the intercept. Von Berto is there to pick up the crumbs. Another turnover. Both teams just needing to settle. Guthrie.
Just a very untidy match at the moment. You know, neither team putting the ball into space. Neither team finding a lot of space on their leads. But enthralling. It's really interesting to see an English team physically take it up to the Diamonds. Great delivery.
They really are looking behind the Diamonds' defence. This English front line finds Dunn on the base. Back out by 1. Diamonds looking to level up here. Bell, quick ball to Bassett. Too much on it, and Beckford Chambers comes away with it. Guthrie, Bayman. She's been good, Bayman, as to Harton. Now they're moving the ball better.
Well, Rachel Dunn took her eyes off the ball then, just trying to make some space. Should have been finished, Sherelle.
It's a really messy game at the moment. As you guys, oh, massive collision there for Beck Bully. She looks like she might need to take some time here, but the English defence still really bottling up this attacking line for the Diamonds. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some changes there. The flow really has come out of the Diamonds' play as they're entering in towards the goal circle.
Thank you, Sherelle. Rebecca Bully just looked like she's had the wind taken out of her. Bit of a heavy knock there from Bayman.
Interesting point that Cheryl McMahon makes just about the Diamonds struggling just with the movement through that English defence. I reckon there will be a change. And, you know, Caitlin Bassett is a great target to have at the back there. But when you need a moving shooter, she's probably not your answer. So the good thing for the Diamonds is they've got plenty to choose from in that shooting department. They can, you know, go to Susan Prattley, who has had a brilliant year for the Swifts playing back at goal shooter. That would absolutely change the way the Diamonds front line works if they get that speed in that shooting position. Kath Cox, we know, can play a holding game and a moving game. So, you know, there are another couple of options for the Diamonds at halftime. I think there will be changes made in that front line.
Caitlin Thwaites also there, waiting for her first official test cap in the green and gold.
Right, here we go.
3.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
She's back. Let's hear some support from
Rebecca Bully looks all right.
Of the second quarter.
Ready to keep playing on. Free pass for Bianca Chatfield. Underway we go. Hallinan. Bell. Gus Koff doing a good job covering that move of Brown. Here's Von Berto. Runs into Guthrie. Bell, the pass and cut with Brown.
Obstruction. Defence. Yes. Move. Away. Defence.
Bassett converts. 16 from 19 this afternoon. Caitlin Bassett. Corbin. Here's Harton. Unleashes the left arm.
Great ball.
Harton doesn't even look at the post, and Von Berto almost the deflection in. Offside the call. Harton to put England back in front. She can't on this occasion. Bianca Chatfield the rebounds. Chatfield to Hallinan, Von Berto. Brown. Von Berto just stops and pops, comes back, top of the circle. Bell. Big shot over Gus Koff. Dishes off though to find Bassett. Good decision from Erin Bell at the last minute. Diamonds back out by 1 now. Tick under 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Vantage. Obstruction. Centre.
Brown. Bassett having to wear the body of Beckford Chambers. Slots a good one.
Yeah, great long-term shot there from Bassett. Good to see her confident to go to the post when she's out on the edges of the circle. Well, as they did in the first quarter, Dan, the Diamonds really controlling the last couple of minutes of the quarter. It's a good sign for the Australians.
Bully. Brown. Bell driving hard. Gus Koff right on her tail. Up to Bassett. Just a mini run here from the Diamonds. They now push it out to 3. A minute to play. Back to go forward. Bully. Brown. Here's Bassett on lead. And finds Bell. Good work along that baseline. And the Diamonds are kicking out. Plenty of time for England to score another.
But they must score. They've had such a good first half. Let themselves down the last few minutes. Got to finish with a goal. And again, it's that low percentage play that's costly. The Diamonds, on the other hand, have almost pulled everything back a notch. Just starting to craft the ball down court.
Vantage. Obstruction. Centre.
Bell looking to drive that circle. Puts the speed on, runs into Chambers, Beckford Chambers.
Defence. Contact.
Bassett will get the free pass or shot right on the verge of half-time. And she takes the Diamonds to a 5-goal lead.
That's half-time.
Well, there you have it at the main break. The Australian Netball Diamonds in their last couple of minutes just really kicking it. Getting set here. here for the second half, and Nat Bomberto gets things underway. A few changes for the Diamonds. Catherine Cox here, the vice-captain, is one of them. Susan Prattley, the goal attack, is the other. So just changing that shooting circle combination.
Also a change up defensively. Monia Gerard on at wing defence for Renee Hallinan. So an early miss for Kath Cox. The turnover is there, and the long bomb from Maddie Brown.
So Diamonds first to score here in the third quarter. Took a while, but they managed to get it through. Here's Cookie back on court. Sophia Kandapa is on at wing attack. Made her debut for England in the Holden Netball Test Series last year against the Australians. Here's Brown. Cox on lead. Prattley. Swings it to Bomberto.
Well, already you see the change up in approach with this new shooting duo on. Catherine Cox straight out into the thick of things, left Susan Prattley with a circle to herself. And she makes no mistake with her first shot. Good to see Susan Prattley back in the 12 and getting some court time. Didn't see any court time in the Constellation Cup Series. Couldn't fight her way into that 12, but with the injury to Nat Medhurst, Prattley's opportunity has come.
Missed selection for last year's World Championship. One of the first Australian teams she's missed since making her debut in 2006. Here's Brown. Quick 1-2 with the captain, Prattley. Oh. Beckford Chambers called for the contact. And Cox nails that one. 7-goal lead, danger sign here for England. Brown, Cox, back to Bomberto. Good use of the angles in attack by the Australians. Brown and Bomberto working nicely to find Prattley. She can't find the goal though. Throw in for the Diamonds, Prattley.
Well, Ebony Beckford Chambers just sneaking up in that penalty count. The most penalised player in the English team at the moment. She just needs to change things up a bit. She knows that she's going to get pulled up down that end of the court, so it's up to her to make the changes. Just use her feet, get off the body.
Good work from Jo Harton there, coming right through the middle of the Australian defence. Need a turnover here, England, to get back into this contest. Slowly slipping away. Cox. Good pass over the top to find Prattley. And Prattley makes good from there.
Don't forget this game coming to you live from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. And if you love your netball, there's a feast of it on offer today. Coming up a little while after this match, we'll see New Zealand take on world number 5 ranked South Africa.
Looking forward to that one. As the Australians just start to put the foot down.
Just get the impression, Dan, that Lisa Alexander, the Australian coach, might have put a bit of a verbal boot into the Australians at half-time and told them, maintain possession, really craft your attacking play. There's a lot more variety from the Australians in how they're approaching the circle, not taking risks with the ball, and they've just started to take control of this game.
Time now to check in with the Australian coach, Lisa Alexander. Lisa, you put a few changes in this second half. Talk us through them.
Oh, yes, we're hoping to be able to put Susan and Catherine out on court together. As you know, they're a very experienced combination, and we just felt that their movement would provide just that little bit more surety in attacking play.
Lisa, one of the things that you mentioned pre-game was the fact that you wanted to maintain possession, really control the ball. What was your assessment of your team's ability to do that in the first half?
Yeah, just a little bit of hesitation, I think. Either doing the balk and not letting it go, or holding on to the ball for too long. So it was, you know, a matter of just getting our timing right. And I think just with this attack line that will assist our attacking flow.
And just finally, you're happy with your team's defensive pressure all the way down the court?
Oh, just magnificent. I think the anchor and Beck have done a magnificent job, as did Renee as well. And, you know, Monia knows that she needs to go out there and keep the unit going.
Thanks for your time, Lisa. Great to chat.
Thank you.
Lisa Alexander, their coach of the Diamonds, no doubt should be happy with that last play. Great transition, end-to-end stuff from the Diamonds. Really are starting to slip into gear now. Working in symmetry. That one just buckets out for Catherine Cox.
Spaces are just opening up now. It's interesting, isn't it? When you start the ball movement and start being more confident with your delivery, the spaces start to open.
Pass or shot for Catherine Cox. Of course, test cap number 101 for her this afternoon. Slots a good one. Cookie to Harton. Cookie hits the deck. Time now to go courtside once again with Sherelle McMahon.
The intensity in this game has changed completely, and I agree with Lisa Alexander. Isn't it great to see the combination of Pratley and Cox out there again? Instantly, that changes the look of the Australian attacking end, and it has really opened up, as you mentioned earlier, and that flow is right back in this game.
Thank you, Sherelle. Here's Kandapa. Got on to wing attack in this second half. Harton. It's a good shot from her. 18 from 21 for Jo Harton. Just needs a few more opportunities.
Talking about the defensive work from both teams, the Diamonds 8 intercepts to England 7. Both circle defensive units have just worked overtime to come up with the ball. Just interesting, the deflections there. The Diamonds have got 10 deflections, and one thing that they've been really working hard on is that pickup, which is your second phase play defensively. And they look to be doing that incredibly well. They look to be chasing down a loose ball.
Gerard finds Cox at the top of the circle. Here she is working with her captain in Von Berto. Good shot, Catherine Cox, just rocking back.
Cox and Pratley will be not only enjoying playing together, but just getting that speedy delivery from Madison Brown. She's in brilliant form at the moment, and they'll be enjoying that ball speed coming down court. She's so accurate and precise in her delivery.
She's had a terrific year, Madison Brown. Vice captain of the Melbourne Vixens. Runners-up in the ANZ Championship. Oh, great ball. Sarah Bayman just threaded that beautifully to find Cookie.
Really nice play there, and good patience from Bayman. Shows she has confidence in her captain just to find the space.
Guthrie overruns that one. Great touch from Brown over the top to Cox. Pratley gets the rebound, and Brown's going to pick it up.
Cheeky Brown. She was out of court, but the umpire didn't have a Superman cape on and couldn't quite get round there quick enough. She'll know she got away with it then.
It's another miss from Catherine Cox. 6 from 11.
Lucky for Maddie Brown, she looks innocent.
Here's Bayman. Important play here for England. It's an important spoil too from Rebecca Bully. Does it so well. Must score off this play.
Okay, so I need to find blood on a player.
Someone's got blood on them and it's gone onto the ball,
Okay.
so the ball had to be
The
swapped.
blood, you can come off for blood. Just off the court.
Thank you.
Pamela Cookie is the culprit.
Where did you get?
Towels.
No, there.
Thank you. Thank you.
So bleeding from the hand. She's spilled a fair bit of claret in this game, hasn't she?
Let's check out Maddie Brown's feet here on this replay. Chases that one down. Oh, close.
From where we're sitting, she looked out, but on that replay, this might give us a better shot. Nice and quick.
She did well to disguise that, Maddie Brown.
Yes, let us go.
So you can see giving Pamela Cookie some instructions there is Tracy Neville, who netball fans will know as a former England player and a former Thunderbird.
Yeah, spent a year with the Adelaide Thunderbirds in the old Commonwealth Bank Trophy, knows the town well.
On the court, and your chance to be involved off the court as well.
Diamonds really showing their class in this second half, Liz. They've just slipped a gear and have now really put England on the back foot, haven't they?
They have, and it's not as if they've increased the pace of the game. I actually think they've taken the pace off the match a little bit. They've really started to control the pace and almost slow things down in order to speed things up.
Sherelle McMahon is keeping a close eye on all things on the sideline. Sherelle, fill us in.
I could hardly get closer, actually. Pamela Cookie here with a fairly decent whack to the mouth earlier in the game. That's been fixed up, and now she's just somehow opened up the palm of her hand. So that's been bandaged up now. She'll be back out there, no doubt, causing trouble again.
Can't believe I'm about to say this, Dan, but Cookie refuses to crumble.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, Liz. That's the way it works.
I think that's a mum joke. Or is it a dad joke? Well, Pamela Cookie doing well to come back onto the court, but England have got a job ahead of them, and what they need to do is to almost take a leaf out of the Diamonds' book. They've got to start to treasure possession and just start to look for alternate ways to get to the circle. But defensively for England, they were doing so well in the first half of this game by bottling the Diamonds up, especially on their second phase play towards the top of the circle. They've got to find that magic.
Back underway, and like we said, such a crucial play, this one here for the visitors. Need to get back into this contest, and a stepping call against Sarah Bayman will not help their cause at all.
Now, England do need to use the last 5 minutes of this quarter just to eat into this 11-goal deficit.
Well done, Sarah Bayman. Just deflects it out of court, but possession remains in the hands of the home side. Prattley leading into traffic. Brown. Cox opening nicely on the baseline.
Oh, Beckford Chambers, great elevation, but the second jump.
Cox just pushes that one through. So just over 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Diamonds leading 39-27 for England. Here's Harton. Here she is again, working well with Bayman and converts there for goal number 28. Australia just surging ahead. England really need a defensive stop. Cox, Prattley, Von Berto. Cox steps it in. Slots the 40th for the Diamonds, and her 8th for the match. 12-goal lead.
Obstruction, centre third, goal defence.
Unlucky Beck Bully did everything right then.
Centre third, goal defence.
Leaves Bianca Chatfield with a 2-on-1 in the circle. Just interesting when England get the chance to set up a set play with one of the circle defenders out. They tend to go on the split circle. I'd like to see them start to set up screens for each other and look at creating the space.
Yes.
Harton,
Both.
plenty of time to think about this shot. And rolls it through.
Blood, time. Who's got blood on them?
And there is more blood on the ball again.
Oh, you? Goal attack? You got blood? Yeah, blood.
So just changing over the ball. Cookie getting more attention to the hand. Should be a mummy by the end of the game.
Well, such a tough part of the anatomy to strap up is your palm of your hand. How do you stop the bleeding there? So that's a problem for the English medical team. But England do want to keep Pamela Cookie on the court. She's so integral and she's just created so much movement. Jo Harton is finding lots of nice space near the post.
She is the captain, of course, Pamela Cookie, playing in her 71st Test cap today, the most cap player in this current English squad. Been around for a long time, Pamela Cookie. So we're looking like things are okay to continue on. And we're back underway. Cox looking to move things forward for Australia.
Contact goalkeeper.
Well, Beckford Chambers has given away the exact same penalty the last 4 times the ball's gone down the court. She just needs to change things up, perhaps go to some sort of spatial defence, but Susan Prattley up to the task then, so good. Falling out of court.
Good skills from Prattley. Harton looking to respond from range for England. Short on the shot. The rebound from Chatfield. And through court come the Diamonds. Good connection, great timing. And Cox just can't finish off.
Well, that was beautiful play, deserved to be finished. The Diamonds starting to find such good space down court.
Cookie has to keep it alive. Who's the backup? Can depart. Bully, well done Rebecca Bully. Von Berto, full stretch.
Matt Von Berto really coming into the game. Felt in the Constellation Cup. Just looked like she was a little bit off the pace, but looks good today. Has been in absolutely everything.
Prattley slots that one. Out to prove a point this afternoon, Nat Von Berto in front of her home crowd. Guthrie making Brown work hard.
I think Maddie Brown has started to win that battle, but she's been made to work for it. Guthrie's a nice one-on-one hard player, and she's contested every single ball that Maddie Brown's taken.
I reckon, Liz, in the Constellation Cup, when Maddie Brown was brought into the match in the second test and when she played the third, she made a real difference to that Australian team. And I also think having a specialist wing attack in that role on the Australian team is so vital.
Absolutely, and it's a tough position to play well. I think wing attack and wing defence are very similar in that regard, and having the specialist player there, Renee Hallinan sits in that wing defence position as a specialist player for the Diamonds. When you look at what Maddie Brown brings, it's that ability to get over the line for the centre pass, hustle to the top of the circle, and as I said before, it's her delivery at the moment, which is just so good. Best season of her career.
Absolutely. Young Maddie Brown. Turnover here for England. Can they convert? That is the question. 43 plays 29. Just over a minute to play here until three-quarter time.
Ball contact, penalty.
Cookie just stuck on that baseline, hovering behind the defence.
Advantage, goal, Australia.
And Harton is the one that converts again. Good drive from Susan Prattley. Working well with Madison Brown. Slotting goals at ease is Prattley. 9 from 10 in this quarter. Can Dapper, Guthrie, Cookie.
Oh,
terrific ball.
Great ball. England have done that well this game. They've exploited the baseline and put the ball through. Probably the next phase for them is to be able to make sure they've got someone just popping out the top, so they've got a second option.
It's good timing there from Susan Prattley just to cut towards the top of the circle. 15 seconds remaining here. England will need to go to the post. Rebecca Bully has done a great job shutting down Cookie. She's allowed her 1 goal this quarter. Needs to shoot quickly, Susan Prattley. And she's short on that shot. And that is three-quarter time here between England and the Australian Diamonds. It is the Diamonds that lead 45-31. 1 quarter.
Catherine Cox, 8 from 14. Prattley so good, went to the post, nice and confident.
Final quarter underway. Chelsea Pittman, the new inclusion into the Australian front line at wing attack.
Contact, penalty.
Here she is getting involved early. Amara Blazy back on for England at goal defence.
Advantage for moving.
Left the game pretty early in the first quarter with what we suspect was maybe a back injury. Bayman to Guthrie. Oh. Corbin back on at wing attack. Not sure who that was directed for. Straight through the hands, and the Diamonds will take the throw in. Bully to Gerard. All the way back to Chatfield. Pittman working high on attack. Vomberto. Swinging that ball beautifully.
Advantage contact.
Good shooter-to-shooter play between the two Diamonds goalers. And Pratley, another goal to her tally.
Well, when you watch Cox and Pratley play together, their first look when they get the ball is to the post and to see if their position could be improved by dishing off to each other. And that sort of comes with almost a lifetime of playing netball together. They're so confident to give the ball to the other. That's what you want your shooters doing. Well done, Nat Vomberto, using her outside arm.
Textbook defence there from the Aussie skipper.
And a really great transition, but you can hear the call of steady, steady. The Diamonds don't want to undo their good work just by going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And that's a good sign.
Guthrie.
6 matches to get through in this quad series. You want to build. You want to build across the quarters.
It's a good ball again from Sarah Bayman to find Joe Harton.
It was a better setup from Cookie. She actually set the screen for Harton to run off.
Centre pass with England. Oh, well done, Monia Gerard.
Oh, unlucky.
Closing speed was great. Harton over Chatfield. Brave shot.
Oh, Cookie also brave falling out of court. She's put her body on the line today. She'll know she's been in the game.
Vomberto just flying through court for the Diamonds. Pittman back to Bully. Cox. Pratley. Oh, that's a great ball. Chelsea Pittman delivered that one perfectly.
Yeah, beautiful ball, beautiful vision. Great understanding between Pittman and Pratley.
Advantage break. Defense.
Here's Vomberto. Beckford Chambers. Good shutdown play on Cox that occasion. Cox sinks a nice one. 49-32.
Advantage break. Win.
Nice drive from Corbin.
Oh,
Good hands from Cookie. That's better from England.
and that's just simple play. That's just having 2 offers, taking the easy one.
Offside swing.
Chelsea Pittman used to play goal attack and have a little run into the circle.
Get out of there, Chelsea.
But when you start playing simple netball, that's when you can take a risk occasionally. If you build up plays are nice and simple and you score a few easy goals.
Advantage obstruction, shooter.
Time now to chat to the coach of England, Anna Mays. Anna, a disappointing third quarter from your team. What was the message at the break?
Bitterly disappointed. For me, we weren't composed enough. We didn't have enough options. It was like we were probably playing in second gear and resting when we were on attack, which is really disappointing.
Anna, your defence of this in this first part of the game was just so impressive. Did the change up at half-time make a big difference to your defensive line from the Diamonds?
Yeah, unfortunately, we had to change due to just a timeout in terms of Amma. I would have liked to have kept her out there, but unfortunately, we were forced to make a change.
So when the Diamonds made their changes, do you think that took your team a little long to sort of adjust to those changes?
I think it was more to our basic areas. That was what disappointed for me in that quarter, as opposed to the changes that kind of caused us to make those errors.
Thanks for chatting to us, Anna. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Anna Mays there, coach of England. Disappointed in her team's effort in this second half. Signs were looking good there early days in the second quarter and towards the end of that first half, but the wheels just slowly falling off the wagon.
Watch a break.
Cookie working the baseline well. Can't finish on the shot. Harton may be able to this time around. She can't. Rebecca Bully puts a stop to that.
It's probably also worth pointing out that England had no Jiva Mentor and no Sonia McCloma, particularly Jiva Mentor, who is one of the best performed defenders in the ANZ Championships, played this year with the Vixens and was one of their best players. So that leaves a huge hole in their defensive line that they have had working beautifully for them over the last couple of years, and they've had to fill that to start with. I think Emily Beckford-Chambers in particular has had a really good game, but if you can imagine how good it would be to add Diva mentoring there, that would make a huge difference.
Also worth noting, I guess, Liz Jade Clark, former captain of the team, not available for this series, and Tamsin Greenway, who normally has been their wing attack for many, many years, deciding to take a break from international netball. So quite a few changes throughout that English squad. Time now to check in again with Cheryl McMahon.
Yeah, and just as we see Sasha Corbin doing some really great work out the front of this English attack line, I think I'm not surprised that she's come back onto this court in the last quarter. I think they lost quite a bit taking her off in that third quarter, and things have changed for them. Now the ball's moving really nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Cheryl. Pratley stepping back, delivers another one for the Diamonds. 53 plays 35.
Just touching on what Cheryl said, I reckon Sasha Corbin not only moves the ball beautifully, but in defence she's been really good for England. She's really hustled and got in there and taken up space and created a couple of turnovers for her side.
Advantage, contact, defence.
That's valuable in a wing attack.
Pratley proving to be valuable at goal attack for the Diamonds. 10 from 12. Bayman, another good ball to find Harton in good space. Bayman just trying to G up her team, get him to finish this game with a bit of a surge. Oh, well done, Guthrie. That's better. Space in numbers here. Cookie. That one rolls itself through.
Look, even though this game is out of reach now of the English team, you still want to make sure that you're pushing through. As I said, there's 6 games in this quad series in Australia and New Zealand, so this is just the first for the English team. They'd like to have some positives just to take into their next match.
Good effort there from Bayman.
They want to make sure they're dangerous towards the end of this series.
Well, remember when they played the Diamonds last year in the 3-test series, they were smacked in the first and second test and come out charging in the third test, and it was only 4 goals the difference, but had moments in that game where they potentially could have won the match. So maybe we'll see them over this quad series improve with each outing.
Yes. Advantage, obstruction, advantage.
Well, I think teams are often just struggle with the pace that the Australians play the game at, so you often see that in test series that the first game's a blowout, but once they get used to the pace, they're able to challenge it and able to come up with strategies. Gerard just a little late on the contest.
Had a good look at it. Cookie popping out the top of the circle. Corbin shakes the ball, finds Cookie. Shooting over Chatfield, won't drop. Chatfield strong rebounds. Good outlet ball to find Von Berto. Bully balances things up. Pratley off the post to find Cox, who finds the goal.
So the contact, inside, yes.
Contact
Inside
call
the
on
circle.
Beckford-Chambers. Nice ball over to find Pratley. So just under 6 minutes remaining here in the opening match of the quad series. It is the Australian Diamonds doing the business against England.
Joe Harton loses possession for England, just a contact call on the move.
Pittman gets the bounce pass from Gerard. Von Berto, Pratley in space. 3 interchanges. I think she's happy now. She'll go to the post.
Cheeky work from Pratley, but it works.
59th goal for the Diamonds.
And the 20th for Susan Pratley, just phenomenal in less than 2 quarters of netball.
Equaled Caitlin Bassett's tally of 20, so terrific outing from Susan Pratley.
You sort of get the impression that she came onto the court with the smoke coming out of her ears. She had plenty to prove.
Well, you mentioned earlier her performance with the Swifts back at goal shooter. She was one of the best goal shooters in the league and caused arguably maybe more damage than what the holding goalers did this year. She really caused a lot of headaches for defence lines.
Oh, Beck Bully unlucky there. I've been told it was causing contact from the reserve umpire sitting next to us.
Bully Long ball to Bomberto. Gerard. Cox. Straight to Abwazi.
It's the last 4 minutes that the Diamonds just want to make sure they stay nice and tidy. It's tempting when you've got a 17-goal lead, 4 minutes to go, that you start thinking of the Harlem Globetrotters and you can spin the ball and do behind-the-back look-away passes. But that's when you really want to nail down, so that when you get into tight situations in games, Dan, you want to make sure that you can actually continue to perform good skills at the highest level. It's about executing when you're tired.
Diamonds looking to finish off strong. 3.5 to play. Prattley had the eyes down. Keely Devery gets the touch.
Diamonds are a bit light on defenders. Keely, stop doing push-ups.
Here's Cox.
Goal defence going in with the knee. Penalty.
Abwazi called for the contact. Going in with the knee was the call. Prattley just looking to settle things up here. Steps it in. Confident shot. It's a sweet one.
Australia!
21 from 24. The highest scoring Australian this afternoon. Susan Prattley.
She's been good. 12 centre pass receives. Bettered only by Maddie Brown, who is playing at wing attack for the Diamonds in the opening part of the game. So Prattley's been busy.
Bowman.
Bondage contact.
It's a good charge down court from England. They had the numbers, they just let the ball move. Cookie, a flat shot, but it drops.
England will look back at a few moments in this last quarter and think that's what we've got to do for the full 60 minutes. In attack, they've had some nice passages of play down court. Defensively, they've challenged. And I reckon they'll look back at that third quarter and realise that they just let the game slip.
Oh, good ball again from Bayman. Really has put in some nice feeds this afternoon. 61 plays 39. Here's Von Berto, Prattley.
Contact defence. And on the ball, penalty.
And converting again is Prattley. 62 for the Diamonds. Under 2 minutes.
Varnish right wing.
Oh, well done, Rebecca Bully. Through everyone's hands, but Bayman comes away with it in the end. Another rebound for Bully. They've been good on the outlet ball, haven't they, Liz? As soon as one of those defenders gets that ball, straight to the midcourt they go.
Been very good. And it's not only a matter of making sure that you're quick and you're looking that you release, it's also a matter of your midcourt being there. And speaking of midcourt, the Australians are doing a midcourt press, playing a little bit of a zone defence up. England, though, are up to it. Beautiful movement through.
Just slips that bounce pass through. They can't slot the goal.
Well, Bianca Chatfield gets her 8th rebound of the afternoon. She's just been so impressive over the shot and so dominating on that rebounding. Really strong.
Australia!
She's really enjoying being back in the gold uniform is Bianca Chatfield and playing beautifully.
Cox, long range. Great shot. Brings up 63 goals for Australia, her 14th for the afternoon. 30 seconds remaining in this opening match of the quad series.
Obstruction centre. Varnish contact.
Diamonds finishing full of running, looking for one more defensive turnover. Cookie. Time enough, if good enough for the Diamonds. They go straight to the post. And there you have it, that is full time. A tremendous second half from the Diamonds. Sees them outclass England 64-40.